Just as I was about to overtake, the truck driver suddenly spat a thick glob of phlegm onto my windshield. Furious, I immediately forced the truck to pull over and called the driver down from his cab. I grabbed his cap right off his head and used it to wipe away the phlegm. To my shock, the driver slapped me across the face. I was determined to make him pay for this. But out here in this no man's land, there was no cell signal. Then another burly man climbed down from the truck. Looking at him, I started to feel afraid. The man then unbuckled his pants and actually urinated on my driver's seat. I was livid, but in this desolate area, I didn't dare provoke them. I had no choice but to hold my nose and drive slowly behind the truck. Every time I tried to pass, the truck deliberately blocked my way, even throwing beer bottles at me. I couldn't contain my rage any longer. I had to make them pay. I lit a lighter, placed it in a cigarette pack, and threw it at the truck. Slowly, the truck caught fire. When they noticed, they quickly stopped to put it out. At that moment, I felt incredible satisfaction. This was what they got for bullying me. Just then, someone ahead seemed to be calling for help, but my windshield was so damaged I couldn't see clearly. By the time I realized it was too late. I looked at the man I'd knocked to the ground. He couldn't get up anymore. I quickly pulled him into my car. I needed to find a service area to save him, but on the way, the man gradually went silent. What was I supposed to do now? If I called the police, I'd definitely be sentenced. So I hid the body in my trunk and drove to a service area. I was about to call the police, but just as I was about to press the last button, I realized this was a no man's land. If I just disposed of the body, no one would know I'd killed someone. So I drove to a remote spot and poured gasoline on the corpse, planning to burn it. But when I went to light it, I realized my only lighter was still on that truck. I had to return to the service area and went inside to buy a lighter. But the moment I stepped out, I was punched to the ground. It was the two men from the truck. They chased me all around the compound until I finally found an opening to escape in my car. It wasn't until dark that I completely lost them. My mouth was full of blood from the beating. When I got out to rinse my mouth, the car suddenly made a noise. My heart pounding, I checked the body. Nothing seemed amiss. Then, steeling myself, I opened the trunk. There was actually someone hiding in there. Today's film recommendation is No Man's Land. If you're interested, you can search for the original film. Thank you for watching. See you next time.